G'day guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of AFL Q&A. Halfway through the season of 2022, which is crazy, and if you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button, like the video and all that good stuff. Let's get stuck into it. Starting off at the top, we've got Darren. Which teams have been the surprise packages of the season so far and which teams have been the biggest disappointments based on preseason predictions? Wow, great question. Great question. I've been surprised with Collingwood. I've been surprised with Gold Coast. With their improvement, I think it's been really good. I'll have to suss through some teams, but those sides definitely come to mind. So if I just go through and obviously Port Adelaide's start after 0-5 was definitely a bit of a surprise packet. I think the Pies, I thought they were rebuilding, but apparently they're still in finals contention. They're 6-5 at the moment. They're looking really good, playing some really exciting footy, and obviously Gold Coast, some brutal, tough footy. And they're looking menacing. They've had some very good wins against some top 4 sides and top 8 sides and all that good stuff. Which just been really, really promising from their standpoint and their development. Biggest disappointments off of preseason predictions. Well, I mean, we knew West Coast was going to have probably a bottom 4 year. A lot of people sort of tipped. I reckon Essendon's probably been just about the biggest disappointment, and they've been the headlines accordingly for that. I think, so often they've been, in the firing line, and I mean, they're right down near North Melbourne and, West Coast, so it's not a spot you really want to be in with the side that contended for finals last year. They've had a lot of personnel issues, of course. I feel like they're a bit better than what they've been, and they wouldn't be too stoked with how they've performed in season 2022. Just lack that defensive pressure and effort. So hopefully that one answers your questions there, Darren. Luke, who we got? Who do you think will win the Rising Star this year? I reckon Jai Newcombe definitely seems to be running off the page nicely. I'd love to Koning to win it. He's been really promising from a Cats fan, but I can't think of the other player that's definitely in contention. But hard to see Newcombe losing it. His ability to sort of break away from the midfield. When he puts the ball inside 50, it's very, very positive as well, according to the stats. So, he's been a really good player. Loves the tackle as well, so he does a lot of the facets of the game really well. Whew, deep breath. What did you think of the Collingwood v Carlton match? I didn't see a lot of it, but it was a classic match to watch. Definitely got pretty close late, and I tipped Carlton, so clearly I wanted them to win, and Silvani just missed that one late, but it was a cracking contest. Weedering out hurt them for sure. And Collingwood were just able to sort of score at will and probably deserved to win really with the amount of scoring shots they had. Who do you think will make the grand final? Right at the moment, I feel like the best teams are Melbourne and Fremantle. So I would say those sides. I just don't feel like Brisbane have been that great in finals over the last few years. And I feel like if you don't have a great finals record, it doesn't change magically. Maybe that's a Cats fan talking there, but Brisbane have only won 1 out of 6 finals in the last 3 or so years when they've been in contention, which is not great reading and not a great record. But Geelong are 7 out of 22 in the last 10 years, so that's not a great finals record either. Garfield, good segue actually. Speaking of losing finals, how do you feel about C. Scott's extension? I don't know why you have to rush it, to be honest. He needs to be more judged for what he does in finals, and it hasn't really been up to scratch. 7 out of 22, as I just mentioned, since the 2011 grand final. So from 2012 onwards to 2021 over the last 10 years, 7 out of 22 finals. Great to make them. You do at some stage have to win one as well, and I think a lot of that is a symptom of a game plan that doesn't quite stack up in finals. You can beat teams that are near the bottom of the 8 in that second final when they're pretty, bashed up. So I don't feel great about it. He's definitely been a good coach, but I feel like we should have won at least a premiership, or if you had Clarko, he would have made 3 flags happen in those last 10 years. But anyway, that's another. It's another bugbear of mine. George, will Geelong win a flag before the OGs retire? I've said this a few times from questions that have sort of been somewhat similar. That Geelong's best chance to win a flag was 2020, and they're probably not really in the window right now. They're only trending downwards, I would have thought. So much would have to go right at the end of this year. We're still going to make finals first, but I wouldn't have thought so, and I feel like the cliff is, pretty close by. I would have thought, pretty close to the end of this year, we'd have a few key players retire. Merck, can Gold Coast play finals? Absolutely, they can. They're playing some good footy. I don't think that they'll make it, but if they keep this kind of form up and they keep beating sides in the top 8, absolutely, they can play finals. If they can win the games that they're expected to win, and teams around them and below them, then they definitely can. No question about that. They're playing a great brand of footy, as I mentioned earlier on. Their pressure is quite significant, and their ball movement's looking pretty nice. They touched the Cats up in the pre-season game. I'm thinking, what's Geelong doing? And that game probably is pretty well representative of where they're at, and I'm pretty sure they kicked in accurately. So, look, if the guys keep scrapping and fighting and keep up that effort over the course of the whole season, definitely they can play finals. Shannon, favourite Coleman medal winners or Brownlow medal winners and favourite grand final winners? I'm interpreting this in a few different ways. So, is this for this year? Is it all time? I'll go for this year. I wanted Ben Brown to win the Coleman this year. I tipped him to win the Coleman this year. I don't think that's going to happen. But then again, you have kind of mentioned in the past. All right, I'm just going to interpret this as, just so it doesn't go super over time, I'm going to interpret it as favourite Coleman medal winners of all time, Brownlow medal winners, favourite grand final winners. Gary Ablett winning the Brownlow was great. Any Geelong player that won the Brownlow was great. Obviously, Chris Judd in 2006, I think, won it. No, he didn't even win it in 2006. He should have. And he shouldn't have won it in 2010 when Ablett was a midfielder and kicked over 40 goals, but that's another bugbear of mine. Favourite grand final winners. My favourite grand final was, the West Coast one in 2006, taking out the Geelong premierships, of course. That one was a classic 1-point result when there was just a bunch of, you knew West Coast and Sydney playing. It was just going to be under a kick every time, which was great. Favourite Coleman medal? I feel like I'm interpreting it the right way. Brownlow medals, I've definitely seen a few. Probably not Ollie Wines. Probably not Matty Pritis, just randos, just having one good year. And I feel like Pendlebury and so would have been excellent over 10 to 12 years and still haven't been able to find a way. Favourite Coleman medal winners? Not Jack Rewalt. It was great when Tommy won it in 2020 when it's a bit of a shorter season. So, a lot of these are coming back to my clubs, or my club. I like Josh Kennedy as a player for the Eagles, so definitely good one there. Obviously, it's some good questions I haven't thought long and hard about, but there you go. I would have loved to have chucked in Scotty Lucas if he won one. But I reckon Matthew Lloyd definitely would have won a couple in his time. So, Favola was interesting to watch. Hopefully that answers your question. I didn't really know where to sort of where to go with those, but anyway, those are all your questions answered this week, guys, and appreciate putting the time in to chuck those questions down. And muchly appreciate it. So, guys, hit the bell notification so then you do stay up to date with when I put these community posts out. I'll then do a video usually on late Thursday night, and it'll be up then. So, keep the questions coming, guys. Really appreciate it, and all the best for round 12 of the season. Hope your team wins and keeps on kicking goals. All right. Muchly appreciate you guys tuning in, listening in, watching on, questions galore, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. See you then.